I'm Vanessa Muck, the girl on a bike, and I'm here at Donnington Park with Ducati, and in this video I'm going to be talking about all the things that you need to know if you want to get yourself on a track for the first time. If you have seen any of my content on my channel before, you'll know that this sort of bike on a track is not my normal type of motorbikes. I'm definitely addicted to two wheels, and I've done riding in 33 plus countries, including the original Dakar last year in the Africa Eco Race. So mud, off-road, desert, hard enduro, Red Bull Romaniacs is more my cup of tea. And over the years, lots of people have said to me, you need to get yourself on a track. And about 3 years ago, I did just that. And I quite enjoyed it, but I kind of forgot about the fact that I'd enjoyed it until I rode this beautiful Panigale in Belgium and got to ride on the Spa racetrack. And then the tingling in my veins called me that I need to be back on a track. And it made me then realise I don't really know where to start getting into riding on a track. And so this video is designed to answer those questions for you. If you are a rider and you want to get yourself on a track like this at Donington, what do you need to think about? Now, the first thing you want to do is find yourself a track day and a track that you want to do. There's loads of tracks all around the country, all around the world that you can ride, and there's lots of different organisations that do track days. So first of all, do a little bit of research and work out which track you want to ride and what type of bike you want to ride. So for example, if you want to be riding a Ducati, find a track day and a track rental that allows you to ride a Ducati. Obviously, if you have your own bike, it's slightly different, but I'm going to go with the fact that if you have your own track bike, you probably know how to get onto a track. So we're going to kind of ignore that. The great thing about renting a bike is the fact that you know that that bike is going to come ready to go out on the track with all of the requirements that it needs for the track. For example, I never knew that this little lever here was mandatory on a track until I encountered this bike, and that's to prevent levers, brake levers, catching and basically destroying some people's days. So hiring a bike is going to give you a bike that's coming in fully serviced, optimum condition. You're going to have good tyres, and most likely you're going to have support in the pits to help you with that bike, which is exactly what I've had today with the Ducati. So that kind of takes away the worry about the bike, and you are of course able to decide on different types of bikes, styles of bikes, sizes of bikes. You might want to start with something a little bit smaller, more friendly, depending on what your street riding experience is. You're then going to want to look at your equipment, and you can see right now I'm stood here in full Power Ranger mode. This is very different to what I go into the desert in. It is quite stiff, it's quite warm, but you're going to need full leathers. Now they can be a one-piece or they can be a two-piece like this, as long as there is a 360 zip that goes all the way around. There's a tiny bit at the front that doesn't zip. So it's got to be fully zipped all the way around, and they do check you as you go out onto the track. You're then going to need boots that are, of course, motorbike boots that cover the bottom of your levers. You're going to need gloves that cover your hands and go up your wrist and have, good fastening to cover up the seams. You're going to need a helmet that has the ACU Gold Star kind of stamp on it, so it's sort of track-ready helmet. And a lot of tracks, it's mandatory to have a back protector. So I've got a back protector on. Sometimes it's not mandatory, but honestly, if you're going to have a slide, I really would recommend you wear the right kit. And you can also wear chest protectors. So that's your body totally sorted. You've got your bike. Now, when you arrive at the track day, typically there's going to be a series of events that's going to happen. Then you're going to arrive, you're going to do your sign-on, which is going to give you a wristband. So this wristband basically enables me to ride the track for my sessions all day. And every single time I came out at the end of the pit lane, they wanted to see that. So be ready to be able to pull it out under your glove as you go out onto the track. You're then going to have some kind of sign-on. We have an aeroplane going over it. It's a pretty cool location here at Donington Park. So you're going to hear the roar as it goes over my head. So once you're signed on, you're then likely to have some kind of briefing. That briefing is going to give you any of the things that the marshals, the stewards, the track organisation want you to know about the day. And before you even arrive, probably should mention that you'll most likely need to do a safety video, which will just be an online video and sign off before you get here. So do that before you get to the day. You'll need that to be able to sign on. You're then going to be given your schedule for the day. Now, typically track days have a novice, an intermediate and advanced groups. Today at Donington, for example, there's been 20-minute slots of each. So each hour, you're getting 20 minutes every hour with an hour off at lunchtime. And at the very start of the day, there is a sighting lap. And that sighting lap takes everybody out in a slow parade so that you can see the track. And then you go into your sets. So I was in the novice group. Obviously, it's only the second time I've ever been on a track. I'd really recommend you to get rid of your egos when you're trying to pick your track days. It's far better to be in a slower group and feel like you need to move up than be that hooligan that's just being a bit of a, I want to use a naughty word now, but like, insert naughty word, and making other people feel intimidated on the track. If you are fast, then get yourself up into a track, and they're normally pretty good at allowing you to bump around because they don't want you to be in the wrong group. So I've been in the novice group today, and one thing I really want to emphasize with doing a track day is that out there on the track, you are riding you and your bike and your track. It's not a race. It doesn't matter if you're slower. It doesn't matter if you're the slowest person out there. It doesn't matter if you're the fast. It's just about you being happy, confident, riding at your skill level and having a good time. And it's really easy, I think, particularly maybe being stereotypical as females, to feel maybe imposter syndrome, not enough credibility, and feel like, you know what, I can't do a track day because I'm not a good enough rider and I'm scared and I'll ruin someone else's day and I'll get it all wrong. Get rid of all of that and get yourself out on the track day and just make it happen, because you will enjoy it. Something you can do to try and counter that and improve your riding and your experience is doing a track day with a coach. And it is going to cost a little bit more money, but having the support on the ground and out on the track, riding with you, showing you the lines, all of that is going to be the best way to progress. So I've been riding with Andy here today, and his tips on like where my foot should be on the pegs, the use of the brake, the moving of the body, everything, the knees on the tanks, has been absolutely phenomenal. And I think without it, I wouldn't have been dancing quite as much around those corners and getting things like a little scrape on the knee, all part of the fun of being out there. Like with all motorsports, it is quite a long day. You might find muscles in your body that you didn't remember or realize that you had. I'm definitely feeling a bit achy, particularly with my slightly less fit body following going through pregnancy and having an 8-month-old. But with that, it's really important to make sure that you're staying hydrated and that you've got lots of food and snacks. I think today I probably haven't had enough food and snacks, and I don't know if you can hear my voice is starting to go croaky. I think I've caught the cough that little Skylar has had for the last few days, which is less than ideal. But hopefully, the last thing I want to talk about is the cameras on the bike, and I've actually left that one running. So depending on the track you're on, depending on the organisation, there are going to be different rules. Generally, it's nearly always completely banned having any kind of camera on you. So your helmet, your body, your chest, anything like that, or anything on the tank. You can have mounts on the bike. So you can see I've got a very strong bracket mount on my handlebars and onto the rear number plate. And then I've also got a sticky one here, and you'll also see their cable ties. So having lanyards, the extra security is really important, bearing in mind that the batteries can get pretty hot in the pits. Fuel, if you're renting a bike, you're not going to need to worry about fuel so much because the rental company is going to sort that for you. But anticipate getting through a lot more fuel than you'd normally get through. It's amazing how much power you're putting through the bikes in those 20-minute slots. And I'd say there's some random stats that you use more fuel on a single track day than you do in a whole month or something like that. But make sure that you're fueled, the bike's fueled. And ultimately, it's about having a really good time. Overtaking is actually the last thing I want to mention. And when I was on my first couple of laps, I realized that I was kind of getting stuck behind someone. I didn't have the confidence to go past them. I was kind of target fixated on their rear tire. And Andy said to me, right, I can see what you're doing. You're just staring at him. Remember that there is a 15-meter wide track and you can use all of it. And that really helped me. And I got some confidence and managed to do quite a few overtakes. But I also experienced today quite a few overtakes that weren't necessarily all that friendly. If you're unsure how to do an overtake, really please make sure that you chat to some people on the day. You basically want to never be cutting somebody up. And if you're feeling like you're riding slow and there's people behind you, it doesn't matter. It's their responsibility to get past you safely. You don't need to give way and let them pass. You ride you. And I actually had a moment today where a guy completely cut me up. I was already turned in and I had no choice but to stand it up and avoid hitting him, and there was no way I was going to make it. So I ended up going woohoo and off-roading full rooster into the gravel. Kept it up because I used to off-road on an off-road bike, but it did shake my confidence a little bit. So just be kind and courteous out on the track. So the most important thing I want to tell you about doing your first track day is hurry up and get it booked. Get rid of the, oh, I can't, I'm going to put it off, or I want to save a little bit money, or I want to do this. Just go do it, because you're going to have an absolutely amazing time. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And also let me know what was your first track you've ever done, or what is the one that you're thinking that you might want to do if you just watched this, you haven't done one at all. I'm Vanessa Rutt, the Girl on a Bike. And you can also watch my full video of this, where you will see me going into the gravel. See you next time.